Fidelis Care offers quality, affordable health coverage for children and adults of all ages and at all stages of life. Quality health coverage, it's our mission. Call 1-888-FIDELIS or visit fideliscare.org.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Each and every week at this time, we're going to take a look at our local college sports programs. We begin this week with the honor roll of local college athletes, brought to you by M&T Bank. At M&T Bank, we're listening, learning, and working hard to understand what's important to Western New York. It's what we've been doing since 1856. M&T Bank, understanding what's important. At number 3, Sam Randall of Geneseo Swimming and Diving earned his 3rd and 4th All-American honors at the D3 Championships, finished 2nd in the 3-meter dive and 7th in the 1-meter. In at number 2, Chris Elsanian of Hobart's men's lacrosse. He had a huge day for the statesman with a career-high 13 points and a 17-5 win over Wagner. Elsanian had 6 goals and 7 assists, and the 13 points were the most by a Hobart player in the D1 era. And topping the list, Cassidy Jakowski of Roberts women's lacrosse. She had another big game for the Red Hawks with 8 goals and 3 assists in a 17-7 win over Georgian Court University. Well, it's time now for our local college spotlight athlete of the week, brought to you by Ralph Honda. This week's athlete of the week brought to you by Ralph Honda, where they've been doing it right for 3 generations. Visit their new showroom or find your next car online at ralphhonda.com. We're taking a look back at some of our favorite stories from the winter sports season. And that brings us to RIT, where the Tigers have had a Rochester native tending goal for the last 4 years. Here's Kim Burnson.
He's a hometown kid, living out his dreams, skating for the team he grew up watching, and certainly making his mark. RIT senior Mike Rotolo is a Greece native and is now in his final season with the Tigers.
You mentioned being from Rochester. Was there like a team around here that you grew up looking up to?
No, it was definitely RIT. I used to go to a lot of games when I was a kid. Me and my dad would always go. I think it was the atmosphere that drew me in. It was a better atmosphere than I thought Amherst games were, especially because they had the student section in the band. So I used to always go to those games, and it was just really exciting as a kid.
Prior to starting his hockey career with RIT, he helped the Greece Thunder to a 2009 state championship and played 2 seasons in the United States Hockey League.
It helped me a lot. You know, playing juniors over in Green Bay helped me mature and grow up, moved away from my family. And it's a very busy schedule. They kind of have it like a pro schedule. You play 60 games a year, and you're always playing. You're traveling a lot. So it matured me, and it made me grow up quick, and it was a great experience, and I wouldn't have traded it for the world.
Since joining the Tigers in 2013, Rotolo has made quite the impact. This season, he became the first RIT goaltender to reach 2,000 saves at the Division I level and ranks 3rd in RIT's goals against average at 2.68 goals a game.
Mike's been a tremendous leader for us, very, very vocal. Some goalies are goalies you don't want to talk to before a game or are very quiet themselves. I think Mike, if goalies would traditionally be able to be captains, I think Mike would have been a captain for us. He's very much a leader. He really gets us going in the locker room and on the ice. He's very emotional. He shows his emotion on his sleeve.
I just try to go out every night and play the best I can for my teammates because that's my job. I try to stop as many pucks as I can. So, it's cool. It's something I'll look back on when I'm older, but I'm sure somebody will beat my record and then somebody will beat that record after that. But for now, it's pretty cool to have the couple records that I do here.
We've been all around a lot of goalies that, like I said, it's kind of taboo. Don't talk to them. They won't talk to you. Leave them alone. You can't talk about a lot of different things around him, and Mike is one of the guys. He's very entrenched with our team, and even on game day, he controls the music. He's just very contagious and infectious with our guys' enthusiasm for the game.
Throughout the years, Rotolo has built a strong camaraderie with his teammates, especially fellow senior and Rochester native Garrett McMullen.
We all live pretty close to each other here, so I can walk next door and hang out with Mike Rotolo. It's literally my neighbor, or 2 houses down, a couple other guys there. So we're all really close and in and out of each other's houses. And school starts back up. A lot of guys have same classes and projects and stuff like that, and hanging out on the weekends and kind of enjoying the college life all together. Mike's he's real vocal in the locker room and stuff, and he's always he's always staying positive and trying to fire the guys up if people are down. So he's been kind of the backbone of the vocal leadership in our team.
Last season, Rotolo battled through a mid-season injury, sidelining him for 16 games. He returned to the ice in the quarterfinals of the Atlantic Hockey Championships and helped to lead his team to another conference title.
It's very obvious, I think, at times now when we watch him, if he's lacking that emotion, it's not going to be a good night for him. And obviously he's had more good nights than not. So I think it's important for him to come with that on his sleeve, be aggressive in the net, use his size to his benefit, and then get our guys going.
The expectation only grows for Rotolo and his team in his final season.
If we're going to win a championship, he's got to be on his A game, and he's very capable of bringing us to that. He's proven that in the past, and will, I think, prove it again this year. And I think he should be thinking about moving on and having a professional career after RIT, I think, because he's capable of doing that.
Hockey is very important to me, but so is my education. Eventually one day hockey's going to run out and you need that diploma in order to further yourself in life. So it's pretty exciting that I'll be able to graduate here in my hometown, and I want to play pro hockey for as long as possible, no matter where that is. No matter where the journey takes me, I'll keep playing the game, and when the time runs out, it just happens. So for now, I'm going to keep playing.
I'm Kim Burnson with the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat.
When we return, JC DeLaz welcomes Brockport men's basketball coach Greg Dunne into the Coach's Corner. And later on, Kim is back with our Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Dave. We've got that and more on the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. As we head to break, here's a look at the Nazareth Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Nazareth College. As we come back from break, here's a look at the Geneseo Athletes of the Week, brought to you by SUNY Geneseo. Welcome back. Thanks once again for joining us on the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Each and every week at this time, JC DeLaz from WYSL Radio is going to help us get to know an area coach better with the Fidelis Care Coach's Corner. The Fidelis Care Coach's Corner is presented by Fidelis Care, quality health coverage. It's our mission.
This is JC DeLaz with this week's Fidelis Care Coach's Corner, and our guest this week is Greg Dunne, the head men's basketball coach at the college at Brockport. Coach, you're in your 10th season as head coach, before that 8 years as a top assistant here. What is it about the college at Brockport that's kept you here now for almost 2 decades?
Well, right out of college when I graduated from Nazareth, I came here. Nelson Whitmore hired me as his assistant, and we kind of felt like we were building something good here. He wound up leaving and taking another job about 8 years in for me, and it's this place has become a second family to me.
People watch you on the sidelines during games or even in practices, and intensity, passion, those are the words that really jump out. Where does that passion come from?
Yeah, intensity, passion, some will say crazy. JC, you can say that too. No, but it's, I just feel like coaching style-wise, like if our guys see me into it and they see the passion that we have to play basketball the right way, then hopefully they'll do that as well.
Coach, you've had great success in terms of wins and losses here, but I know even more important than that is what you've been able to see your kids achieve after they leave here. And I know that's the most important thing, what these kids do after they graduate.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously we want to win basketball games, but bigger picture wise, we want to put, people out in the community that are doing good things, good careers, really helping out in the community as much as they possibly can. We have a lot of great local alumni that are in the Rochester area right now, and then all over the state for that matter. So yeah, we're really proud of our whole alumni base.
When you're out recruiting, Coach, is there a certain type of student athlete that you're looking for to bring in here at the college at Brockport?
Well, obviously, I think we have to determine a number of things. Can they play for us? Are they good enough to play for us? That's something we look at basketball-wise. And then immediately after that is, what are they looking to major in? Because that's super important as far as fit is concerned. It's not just, hey, you're going to come in here and play basketball, but we don't have your major. Thankfully, I'm at a school that has great majors. We have a lot of courses of study for kids to come in and study. So there isn't a ton of things that kids can't come in here and be able to major in. So that's a huge plus for Brockport.
You're a family man, got a young family too. How tough is that to juggle your family role and your coaching role?
Yeah, it is tough, but my kids love coming to the college. We have a real family type of atmosphere here at the college, and my son Liam, my daughter Molly, they come to practices, they come to games, they love it. Guys on the team all know my kids, they know them. They're almost in like a big brother role to my kids. So it's while it's hard to juggle, obviously, coaching and all the stresses with that. My wife works as well. I think it's more of a positive than a negative for them to be around this atmosphere.
Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for joining us for this week's Fidelis Care Coach's Corner.
Up next is our Scholar Athlete, and later on, one of our favorite team profiles from the winter. We've got that and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. Before we go to break, here's a look at the RIT Athletes of the Week, brought to you by the Rochester Institute of Technology. As we come back from break, here's a look at the SUNY Brockport Athletes of the Week, brought to you by the College at Brockport.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for our Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Dave, Digital Audio-Visual Environments.
Where can you go to get expert advice and installation on TVs, sound systems, and automation for your home, car, or business? Come see Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments. ComeSeeDave.com.
Our Scholar Athlete this week is Bryn Lauer, a senior guard for the University of Rochester's women's basketball team. Bryn was selected to the UAA's All-Academic team for the third straight year. She currently ranks in the top 15 in UR history for single-season assists. Bryn is pursuing a degree in chemical engineering and is one of the 10 Garnish Scholar Athlete Award recipients, chosen for her leadership on the court and outstanding grades in the classroom. This week, Bryn Lauer is our Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments. Now here's Dave Yates with a look at our college calendar.
Here's our local college calendar for the week ahead. Tuesday, the Nazareth women's lacrosse team is on the road at RIT at 4 o'clock. Also Tuesday, the U of R softball team plays a doubleheader versus Ithaca College at Southside Field. Wednesday sees Brockport baseball take on RIT at 4 p.m. Nationally ranked St. John Fisher softball plays 2 against Clarkson at 3 and 5. Also, the Roberts Wesleyan men's tennis team visits Hobart at 4. Friday, it's more tennis with the Nazareth women taking on RIT in the last home match for the Golden Flyers this season. And finally on Saturday, the outdoor track season kicks off with the Geneseo Early Season Invitational at 10 a.m. Brockport, Fisher, Naz, RIT, and Roberts all will be there. And now here's how some Section 5 alums are doing at colleges outside of Rochester. It's a segment we call Postcards from College. Anthony Lamb did not disappoint in his first NCAA tournament appearance, scoring 20 with 9 rebounds, but the Catamounts did fall to Purdue, ending a terrific first year for Lamb. PJ Ransford of Pittsford Men will represent Michigan at the NCAA Swimming and Diving Championships, competing in the 500 free and the 1650 free. Dakota Savichev of Canandaigua has scored a career-high 8 goals for Albany versus Drexel. She's now 5 goals away from being the all-time leading scorer for the Great Danes. And HFL grad Taylor Reed is off to a good start for Cornell with 12 goals in her first 6 games of the year for the Big Red. They are 5-1. Those are our postcards from college. Coming up next, our honor roll of teams, and later on we look back at the Red Hawks women's basketball team. We'll have that story and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. As we head to break, here's a look at the Roberts Wesleyan Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Roberts Wesleyan College. As we come back from break, here's a look at the St. John Fisher Athletes of the Week, brought to you by St. John Fisher College. Welcome back. Thanks once again for joining us on the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Here is our honor roll of local college teams, and we're going to start at number 3. It's Nazareth Softball. They ended their spring break road trip in style with back-to-back shutouts of Crown and North Central. At number 2, Brockport Gymnastics won the NCGA East Region Championships to move on to the Nationals. Jen Sklenar was named Meet All-Around Champion. And topping the list, Roberts Wesleyan Women's Basketball. They defeated Mid-American Christian 92-76 to secure 3rd place in the NCCAA National Tournament. First-year forward Emily Miller had 27 points and 13 rebounds in the win. And now it's time for our Spotlight Team of the Week. And we're looking back at some of the best from the winter season, and we will stay right at Roberts Wesleyan, where an unusual start to their season may have helped them get in sync.
When you think of the sport of basketball, the normal sights and sounds come to mind. But for the Roberts Wesleyan basketball program, basketball sounds a little different.
They called it The Game, a performance put on by athletes from both the men's and women's basketball programs alongside the Roberts Wind Ensemble.
There's a lot of work. It kind of was a collaboration between Dan, he's in our music department, and our athletic director, Bob Seagave, and they kind of approached Rob McCoy, our men's coach, and I, and we thought it was a great idea, so there was a lot of collaboration between the whole school on it.
It was a great experience. It was something really different for us, and I think it went really well.
Did you have any nerves?
Yes, absolutely. It was very nerve-wracking because everyone thought we were going to mess up because some of the practices beforehand went a little shaky. So, yeah, it went really well when we actually performed it, though.
How much work went into that? Was it, between this practice on the court and on the stage, I'm sure it had to be a lot.
It was a lot of work. I bet we spent over 20 hours practicing it, so, it ended up being a lot more work than we even thought it would be.
It just taught us how to work in different environments and just be able to handle different situations, so I think that can transfer onto the basketball court as well. It was like a lot more people than we expected, but once we got started, it wasn't that bad.
Person's gonna take whoever's not being guarded.
Not only did the women's team prepare for their onstage performance, they had another big matchup to get ready for on the court. The night prior to their debut on stage, they took on Notre Dame. Yes, the Fighting Irish, ranked #1 in the polls. Though they lost, they felt both experiences helped them grow as a team.
I thought it was a good team bonding for the team, and when we started, we have a lot of new girls this year, so I think it was good for the team to come together and do something, like that. And I think they had a lot of fun doing it.
It's different when you really know what you're doing, like on the court, versus something you just started and you don't really know like how it's going to turn out. Practices were really late, 2 hours, and it was only about twice a week sometimes, but it was actually, they helped us by fitting into our schedule. I feel like it brought us together because doing something that none of us are used to, that helps us a lot.
Notre Dame, I think, it's basketball, and you just got to prepare for opponent. They're used to doing something like that, where the performance was something they totally have never done, so they're two totally different things.
Little did they know they'd be preparing for such a large crowd. The event drew a packed house filled with family and friends, as well as peers there to support the performance.
What are you expecting out of the team this year?
I have big, expectation. I think we had a chance to be really good, and we have 4 starters back from a 29-7 team, and we had a great recruiting class. So I think the sky's the limit for this team.
Well, thanks everyone for watching, and a special thanks to our sponsors, including Fidelis Care, for making the College Sports Beat possible. We'll see you back here next week.